All right. Well, such a beautiful morning. Well, beautiful morning. All right, it's a beautiful morning. Yeah, it's still a beautiful morning. I know some of you have allergy problems. I feel sorry for you, but hopefully that some of you guys will be okay throughout the day. If you need something, I think Louis, you got some pills. Oh, I have some too. So, but just once again, thanks for all coming. I just wanted to share something, Will. That's something that's it's always hard to what to say during a picnic. So I read this book and I wanted to kind of just give you some things, like 10 principles of a healthy Christian life. 10 principles. So each one of these can, like, in itself be a sermon itself. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I'm just going to give you like these 10 things that I read. And hopefully this will inspire you, this will help you in your Christian walk. When you think about principle, the definition of principle is something that's accepted or professed rule of action or conduct. Now there's a lot of principles, right? There's a lot of principles. We got the principle of this world, right? Like gravity and stuff like that. Those are the things that you can't get away from, right? When you think about being healthy, right? There's some principles, there's some guidelines that you got to follow if you want to be healthy, right? For me, it's been a really, like, when you look at some people, there are people who follow the principle of being healthy really good. They're like hardcore people, like, they're fit. And I'm just kind of looking over. Every chance they get, they go to the gym and they work out and they, do all these sorts of things. Like, when it's our time to go to bed, like at 12 o'clock at midnight, you're like, what are you doing? I'm gonna go to bed. What about you? I'm gonna go work out. But there's some people who struggle, such as myself. But there are principles. Like, there's some things that you can do for the people who want to get healthy, not to do. Like, for instance, soda. You shouldn't drink a lot of soda, right? If you want to try to get healthy. During the times of Lent or at the time that we had Easter, I gave up soda for 1 month, and believe it or not, I did lose about 8 pounds just for not drinking soda. Right? And it's amazing. Like, I'm just thinking to myself, every time I look at a soda, they show you like all these things. Like, when you're drinking it, you don't really care. You don't really care what they show you. But when I stopped drinking it for about a month, when I was like looking at the things that they show, like like a glass full of sugar, of how like one soda is compared to like what you need, I'm like, man, I'm filling myself with all this sugar. So, but there's principles. There's a lot of things that you need to abide by. And then I think there's like 10 principles as a Christian that we should do. So like I said, I'm going to just touch on some of these things. I'm not going to spend too much time. But Colossians 1, verse 10 to 11 says, that you may walk worthy of the Lord, fully pleasing Him, being fruitful in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of God, strengthened with all might according to His glorious power, for all patience and long-suffering with joy. We are called to live this life worthy of His calling, worthy of fulfilling and praising our Lord. Because everything that's fruitful, every good work comes from Him. And how do we do that? How do we get that? We increase our knowledge in God. So there's 10 things. 10 things I just wanted to kind of briefly mention on. The first principle of a healthy Christian living is that we all must know that relationships are more important than fame and money. All right? Simple principle. All right? Relationships are always going to be more important than fame and money. Matthew 16, verse 19 to 20. It says, "Lay not up yourself treasures upon this earth, where the moth and where the moths and dust corrupt, and where thieves break and steal. But lay up yourself treasures in heaven, where there neither be no moth or dust that corrupts, and where there be no thieves to break or steal." Developing relationships while we are here on this earth is far much more important than trying to make money or try to be popular. All of us has this inner thing that we've been created to have a relationship. When we think about it, God created us to what? To have a relationship with Him. He created us to give praise back to God. But if you're not praising to God, you're going to find your relationship in other things, which is like the world has. Some of them want to have a relationship with money, want to have a relationship with fame, and so on and so on. So for us as Christians, there are a few orders I think this is a general good order as we continue to grow. And the types of relationship that we should grow is, first, we should have a relationship with God. All right, then all of us need to have a relationship with our parents. Next thing, we have to have a relationship with our family, and then have a relationship with your friends and church and so on and so on. Keep in mind that money, fame will always fade away. It's going to go away, but relationships will last. Your relationship with others is so important. All right, the second thing is, no one can harm you, only your actions can. No one can harm you, only your action can. All right? In Romans 8:28 says, and we know that all things work together for the good of them that love God, and to them who are called according to his purpose. We can spend all this time blaming circumstances and situations and all these different things, but you have to realize the circumstances and the situation should never dictate in how you should continue to live your life. All right? Because what's going to happen is, if you base upon yourself always on circumstances, it's going to be hard for you. All right? It's your choice. Someone asks, why did God put the tree in the Garden of Eden? Well, he did it so that man could have free choice. All right? So it's our choice. It's our choice to be angry. It's our choice to be sad. It's our choice to be happy in any type of circumstance or situation. That's what I learned in my psychology class. Right? One of the few things I remember in college was that, is that when you wake up in the morning, guess what? The very first thing is, you have a choice. It's going to be a good day or it's going to be a bad day. All right? It's your choice. It's not your circumstance. You understand that? Number 3, it is more blessed to give than to receive. Acts 20:35 says, I have showed you all things, how to labor, ought to support the weak, and to remember the word of the Lord, Jesus, and how what he said. It is more blessed to give than to receive. As you know the story about Jesus and his disciples, when the poor woman came in and everybody was giving their offering, and then the woman came in and she was really poor. What did she give? She only gave what? 2 pennies. That's all she had. And the disciples were mocking her. Oh, look at that woman. She only gave 2 pennies? Come on, 2 pennies. And what Jesus said, look, that's all she had. She gave everything that she did, that she owned. And it's a good habit to have, a good principle to have, is that when you get older and you work it, you always make sure that you tie it to the Lord. Tithing is very important as a Christian, as a believer. You're giving back to God what rightfully is his. And if you think about it, God owns 100% of everything that you have. So when God asks you just for giving you some of it, you should be like, man, this sucks. I have to give 50%. Give it to God. And not just to God, but to the people around that you might know that are in need. The people that might have charities, things like that. You should be able to have a free heart, a good heart, and continue to give. One of the things that I always try to do with my kids, and when we walk in the street, sometimes we might see a homeless person, and a homeless person always asks for money. They want money. So sometimes I'm hesitant to give money because you never know what they're going to use that money with. So what I always do, I never leave without buying them some food. So I think, being homeless, one of the things you need is food. So I always try to buy them a food. I bought one homeless guy one large pizza. Remember that one time we went to DC, we were at Burger King. Yeah, the guy came and said, "Can I have some money?" I said, "No," but I bought him like two Whoppers and stuff like that. So, you said good. But it's more blessed to give than to receive. Number 4, realize another principle is, each person is a creation of God and is unique. God has made you special. Every one of you are special to God. It doesn't matter, if you were born with one extra thumb, whatever. God still created you. You're unique and special to him. Once again, another thing that I learned in psychology classes, what I want everyone here to do is, which I found that it's very difficult for a lot of people to do. But I want to see if you guys can do this. I want you to take your arms, and I want you to hug yourself. Just hug yourself. See, it's very difficult for some of you. Hug yourself and say, this is what I would say. I would say, I am special. Why? See, why? Come on, Kadeem. Say, hug yourself. Come on, Joe. You're special. Hug yourself and say, I am special. Yeah, you're special. You see, why is it hard for us to do that? Why is it hard for us to say that you're special? Well, maybe it's from what we've been grown up with, all the negativism, all the things that have been hard. But no, God has created you special. Jeremiah 1:5 says, before I formed you in your mother's body, I chose you before you were born. I set you apart to serve me. I appointed you to be a prophet to all nations. Look, God said he even knew you before you were even created in the womb, which means he had already laid out all your plans, laid out all your purpose. He knows everything about you. The Bible even says that he knows every hair on your head. All right, that to me says that God loves you and cares for you. All right. Number 5, happiness is a byproduct of faithfulness to God and not a goal. 1 Timothy 6:6 says, you gain a lot when you live a godly life, but you must be happy of what you have. Listen, happiness doesn't come with success. Happiness doesn't come with making a lot of money. Happiness doesn't come through all this. Happiness only comes from serving God. All right? When you serve God, you feel the happiness. When you serve God, you find the peace and joy. Number 6 principle, if I'm careful to do the little things well, the big things will take care of themselves. Ecclesiastes 9:10 says, whatsoever thy find hard to do, do with thy might, for there is no work, no device, nor knowledge, no wisdom integrated without thou goest. Right? So God knows everything, and he knows, and he will, if he gives you a task, if he gives you a thing to do, and you are faithful in it, God's going to make things, even bigger things in your life. Number 7, change is always possible, but neither success nor failure is final. Right? It's a good principle is to know is that change is always going to happen, and we live in a place where change is evident. Seasons change, our body changes, everything changes. When we look around, things change. The thing is, don't let success or failure determine what's final, right? You're going to have times where you're going to be successful. There can be times where you're going to have times of failure. But don't let that determine or set the tone for your life. Look what Michael Jordan said. I shouldn't have said that. I should have said this.
Michael Jordan.
But if I said it, you probably know this. This is his quote. I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I've been entrusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. And I failed over and over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Did I give you like some chills like this? All right. Not only that, but okay, this is the name I'm not going to say. All right. This guy, he failed in business. All right. He was defeated for legislator. Again, the second time he failed business again. He suffered a nervous breakdown. He was defeated as the speaker when he went for speaker. He was defeated as an elector. He was defeated when he ran for Congress. He was defeated when he was running for a Senate. He was defeated when he was running for vice president. He was defeated when he was again trying to run for Senate. And he was finally elected in 1860 as the president.
Michael Jordan.
Yes, all right. It is Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln had a serious amount of failures over and over and over and over. All right. But can you imagine? What if Abraham Lincoln determined his success and failure and said, you know what, I failed. I'm not going to go this again. We never know what would happen. I mean, he's the one that abolished slavery, which was the biggest thing. So, number 8, this is a good one for some of you. A good Christian healthy principle is don't take yourself too seriously. Right? Some of you just are too serious. Right? Just enjoy this life. Ecclesiastes says to enjoy the things that God has given you. Right? Don't be like this, stuck up guy or whatever. Right? Be happy, be joyful, just loose, and don't take yourself too seriously. All right, number 9. All right, everyone, everything are my teachers. Right? Here's the thing: we're always going to continue to learn. All right, I forgot who it was, but someone quoted, "When I stop learning, is when when I'm dead." All right, that is so true. We are continuously always learning, and since we are continuously learning, don't be too prideful and say that I know everything. All right, everything and everywhere, whatever situation, use it so that you can learn. All right, and then number 10, last one is this. Be all that you are wherever you are. Be who you are wherever you are. Do the best wherever God places you. Some of us might not be here for like a couple years later. Wherever God takes you, wherever God leads you, wherever you are put in, do your best for the glory of God. This one more again, I'll close with a quote from Abraham Lincoln. It says that if I were to try to read, much less answer, all the attacks made on me, this shop might well have been closed for another business. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep doing it until the end. If the end brings me out all right, what's said against me won't amount to anything. If the end brings me out wrong, 10 angels swearing I was right will make no difference. So, just continue to do your best for the Lord. Like I said, these are just some principles that some of you can maybe abide by to have a good Christian healthy living. Hopefully, these are some of the things that you can work on. Some of the things that you have trouble, wherever, and hopefully they'll apply to your lives. But I just wanted to share that with you this beautiful afternoon, and just as in closing, I appreciate all your hard work, all your dedication and your love, and just your desire to just want to continue to serve your God. So hopefully God will continue to lead you on your path and continuously and grow you and mature you. So let us pray.